You know guys, I was doing this video earlier and then I realised that I didn't have my SIM card in my fucking camera. This is where I'm living now and it's very secluded. All the neighbours are brilliant, even though they've got 3 kids and young kids, no problem whatsoever. And you know, it just seems like everyone gets on here. You know, it's costing me a couple £100 extra a month, and when you're on benefits, you know, don't go very far. And this is my little place. I live with a friend called Adrian that was homeless. I took him in for 6 months about 15 years ago. And you got your normal bog. And that's his room. Living room is quite big, but we don't even use the living room. You know, unless my kids come out and that. And look at that, my contraption to capture videos to put my phone on because I can't afford anything else. And I've got a few like it's like that come from me nan. And that's from 1935. Yeah, I got a spare chest freezer because I like me food, like me cooking. And I put some shelves up in and around to keep my stuff in. I make my own cakes, my own biscuits, breadsticks, all my herbs. It's like in my freezer I've got my own chips, cheese and onion balls, I've got sage and onion wedgies, got spicy wedgies, and tonight I'm making a curry. Yeah, that oven looks old, but it's a bloody good oven actually, really works well. And I have my room. All them tins there is where I keep my sweets in, but most of them are empty now. You know, this bed I made 20 years ago and I've had to replace a couple of screws down there, and that's it, in 20 years. And I've got a 750 watt surround sound system, where you can see down there. I've got 2 aim track light guns, and people say, oh, they go off aim. Mine never goes off aim. At the top of my TV I've got an extra long sensor bar, and it never goes off aim, never have to recalibrate. Then you can see all my USBs that I need for all my RGB, behind my TV, under my desk, under my other desk, and then I've got I think there's 3 2 terabits, a couple 1 terabits, and a couple 500 gig to back up all the information that you guys need. And I've got that's a 2 external I think. Then you've got the, I think that's 1 external and never 1 external. And then I've got my mic, which I thought was good at the time, but it turned out pretty crap. And I've got my jellycomb keyboard, which is really good. You know, at night I've even got lights under here that glow. I like my RGB. And now I just, if I can grab it. Oh no, I've got some RGB on the ceiling as well. Right guys, I don't normally do any of these videos because, like, why? But I thought many of my subscribers would want to know what I look like and you know, how it come to be. I was born in 1971. I was actually born 3 months early, had a hole in my heart and weak teeth, side effect, weak bones, in the incubator for a year, and my parents would said that I wouldn't live 24 hours, and I'm still fucking here to annoy him. And to be honest, I was one of the worst kids ever. You know, you think you have problems with your kids with ADHD, but I was never diagnosed because I didn't have anything back then. You know, back then I actually set fire to my mum's lodger's clothes because I didn't like the colour. She tied me to a chair once. I walked off the chair on my back and hacked it apart with a knife. They locked me in my room one day. I slid down the roof, down a drain pipe, over a 6-foot wall. My dad was chasing me. I ended up in the river. So I was a little shit. And I always remember my religious teacher at school was living next to me, and I think me and my friend, we shot about 20 birds out of a tree, and she was like, how come they're all dying? They had holes in their head. And I was a little shit, I was a little fucker. And I don't mingle with a lot of people, I don't have a lot of friends. Well, I have a lot of friends, if you know what I mean, but friends that you call friends. And I got one friend, Tony Gatehouse. He saved my life multiple times. I was running across a slurry pit one day, and I was jumping up and down going, I can touch the bottom, I can touch the bottom, and then I was suddenly up to me necking cow shit, and he pulled me out. Then the next time we was on Sidmouth Cliffs, this little village in Sidmouth, and I fell off a cliff, so I was holding on by a bunch of grass, and he pulled me up, and I hurt me like multiple times. Yeah, I was a little shit growing up. I got into computers when I was about... My first computer was a ZX81, I think, which came out in 1982. So, 82, 92, 100... So that's over 30 years ago. And then I had a Mega Drive, Master System. I didn't have a SNES till later on. I had a Nintendo 64, that was later on. But I always remember a bloke called Mike. I was only 16 at the time. And he was Hell's Angel, and he was like a big bloke. Like, he said, oh, come down to the pub and we'll meet up and you can get some Amiga games off me, still all cracked and copied back then. So I thought, oh cool, so I walk in this pub and all these Hell's Angels stand up, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm going to die tonight. And he goes, oh Mark, how are you? I'm like, and they all sit back down, I'm like, shitting myself, mate. It's just like, really like, just one of the things you can't imagine. And we swap Amiga games, and FLT, I think it's the same people now that cracks the PC versions, but back then FLT used to crack the Amiga versions, and that's how I got into computers, because when I realised you could take PC parts out of a PC, you could put them in the Commodore Amiga and the hard drives would work, and you could have so much more storage. And I think back then the hard drive space was like 128 megas, some bloody really stupid. And then growing up, you know, when I was with my first wife, her brother was so young, he used to play Street Fighter for literally 8 hours a day. And I had ZX81, at school I had a BBC Electron, had a Commodore Amiga 500, had the 1200, I had a SNES, NES, PS2, never had the PS3, because I thought, you know, games now are getting quite expensive. But then, for a job, I used to run agricultural engineering machines. I used to make Pico shafts, drive shafts, and now I don't work, because when I was running these machines I was lifting 150 kilos every single hour, and I've got 3 dodgy discs that side, 2 dodgy discs that side, and arthritis now, gout, high blood pressure and all that crap, you know. Comes with a very old age. When you're young you think, you know, there's nothing that's going to stop you. It fucking does. You know, it's just like, you get old, you get decrepit, basically. But it's weird because I used to be really good at playing games like R-Type and R-Type 2 and stuff like that, and now I'm absolutely terrible at them. But then, when I play Call of Duty, I can beat pretty much most people, you know, half the people I play with, I can beat them hands down. But it's just a case of a bit of luck as well, I suppose. But, you know, that's what I enjoy. But I got into modding probably 10 years ago when Teknoparrot first started, and I was thinking, oh, what's that? Then I found out about jconfig, and it's not as easy as you think, because with Teknoparrot and jconfig and stuff like that, you need certain other files. You need some DirectX files, you need some visual files, you need IDMac different files. IDMac have loads and loads of different files, but not every file works on every single game. So you got to, it's like sometimes it used to take me, 10 minutes, but sometimes when I used to do this, it used to take me 3, 4, 5 days. It used to, and I'm the type of person that always, like, I am going to do it, I am going to do it, I am going to do it. And when it pisses me off, I'm like, you know, I'm fucking going to do it. And it's just, and I've never been able to do all of them. It's like Need for Speed Drift. I've done all Need for Speeds, but not the Drift one. The Drift one would never ever work standalone. And it's just, I don't know what it is. When I get a BME on it, I'll keep trying and trying and trying. And it's like, when I do things like this, it's because I want to do it for myself, but I don't know, it's weird, I like to do it for other people because I've been married 3 times, and my first wife, she became disabled after 17 years. She had a spinal tap down with meningitis, and I gave up my job after 17 years when I was an agriculture engineer. So I gave up my job, looked after her, she got better, and buggered off in the bloke after 8 years. And then my second missus went off my sister's husband, and then the third missus, it was just like 8 years again, and she left the day my son was born. So that was it. And this may sound fucking weird or nothing, but I haven't had a relationship for that amount of time because I won't trust another woman. And there's nothing against women, I will never trust another woman again. So, but I'm perfectly happy on my own. I love being on my own. But the thing is, when I done agriculture engineering, I was lifting 150 kilos of weights every single day, and I got 3 dodgy discs that side, 2 that side. I got gout, diabetes, but I have lost actually 4 stone in weight from not eating crap, from eating different times in days and stuff like that. And it's like, if you ever have sciatica in your back, it's one of the worst painful things you can ever get. It's just like, I'm on tramadol every day, all day, but I only take it when I need it. But I tell you what, guys, the best thing, weed. but I don't know, it's just like, and when I was moving into this place, my back slipped, because normally I can push them back in myself or hold them, and then I fell 4 foot onto a lower path and fractured my shoulder, and 4 months later it's still playing me up. But we'll forgive all that, and it's like, oh well, fuck it. You know, it's just a thing of getting older. When you're older, when you're younger, you think you're indestructible. But when you're older, you're so fragile. So I'm going to leave it here now. I'm going to switch to my computer, and hopefully this video will come out alright. Cheers guys. Right, so guys, you know, a lot of people think I just copy games, but I don't. I do buy games. You know, I got about £40,000 worth of games, and EA, and I got games and games and games and games. You play? Where you play go? These are all the games I got. I got absolutely millions of them. But I don't know where you play's gone. Ah, it's there. So yeah, I bought loads and loads of games, but it's like, for instance, for instance, Doom, the new one, Darkness. I'm not going to pay 80 quid for that when Doom Eternal was $34.99, so they pretty much doubled the price. And it's like, nah, no chance I'm going to buy that for that price. So I do buy games, but I've got all the Dooms on Steam, but nah, I'm not going to pay fucking 80 quid for a PC game. I'll wait for it comes off a de novo, or I'll just copy it if it's still that much. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Cheers.